Hey everyone, I'm the copy bitch. Boy, that sounded weird. Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Hey everybody. I'm the copy bitch. I'm Robyn. This is Stewie, otherwise known as Stuart or Goober, or we'll just leave it at that for now. Today I'm going to talk about how to start a copywriting business. It's not as hard as you might think, but I know in the beginning, after you have that giddy phase of saying, yeah, I want to do this, I want to make the leap, you're probably wondering what you should do first. I'm going to share my experience based on what I did back in 2002, or what I wish I had done in 2002. And then you can kind of customize it to fit your own needs in your own budget. So to begin, what you need to do is choose a business name. Sounds so simple, but you're going to need a business name for your website, for your business cards if you choose to do them. We'll get to that in a second. So choose a business name. Don't overthink it. It can be your name or your name with a combination of copywriter or writer or something to that effect. It's good to have a name. Always good to have a name, right? Right. You're going to want to actually register a version of that business name as your domain name. So go to GoDaddy.com or register.com and see what's available. Don't stress too much if a .com is not available with the name that you've chosen. .bizworks, .us, people are used to that. That's not going to be something that turns people off, and it's not going to hurt you in search engines or anything like that. So don't overthink it too much, but register a domain name after you think of a cool business name or just a regular business name. My author website is robynbradley.com. My business website as a copywriter is etrobbins.com. There's a long story behind the naming of my business as Robbins Productions, which I'll get into in a future video about how not to name your business. If I were doing it today, I probably would do something like Robyn the Copywriter, Robyn Bradley Copywriter, or I don't know, I would do something better, or, Copywriting by Stewie, something like that. So just give it a little thought, but don't overthink it. Register the domain name. You'll be on your way. Okay, create a website. This is the part that often sounds really overwhelming to people who are just getting started with a business. And I know, especially if you're not tech savvy or if you just don't want to deal with it, it can be overwhelming. The good news is there are some great free website builders that also allow you to have a custom domain name, which is important because once you come up with your business name, like Copywriting by Stewie, you'll want to have it be copywritingbystewie.com. And lots of the free website builders don't allow you to do that, but there are 6 that I found in a really good article that I'm going to link to somewhere around here, and I'll also have it in the description. So check that out. One of the things, this was new to me, and maybe you're aware of it, is Google Sites. Google actually has a website builder in its suite of products that's free and allows you to have a custom business name. It's incredibly simple, but as you're starting out, I think simple is better. You don't need a complex website. You just need something that's kind of going to serve as your brick and mortar store, and it's going to be a place where prospective clients are going to go to check you out and just make sure you're legit. So you do need one. What do you need on your very basic, simple website? You need a homepage, you need an about page, you need a portfolio, you need a contact page, and in a perfect world, you should have a blog as well, and we'll talk more about that. Your homepage is where you talk about the different services you offer, what your specialty is. Make it more about the prospect, how you're going to make their life easier by creating clear, compelling marketing copy that brings in business. Something along those lines. It doesn't have to be long. You can divide into sections, use the template and the modules that are available, and some pictures. It probably allow you to upload some of your own, or you can choose from stock. It can be simple. You just want it to be professional. Have your business name, have your contact information, all that sort of good stuff. I talk a lot with my hands, don't I? We're gonna have to work on that. Second, your about page. Your about page is about you. This is a place where you can talk about yourself, talk about your experience, specifically your writing experience or what brought you to this business, or if you have industry expertise. Like, let's pretend you've worked as a lawyer for the last 10 years and now you're deciding to transition into writing full time. Well, lawyers write a lot. I mean, that's what lawyers do, is they write all the time. So you have a lot of strong writing expertise that you're now bringing to your business. Or maybe you worked in, maybe you're an educator, maybe you're an English teacher, or maybe you don't have experience. That's okay. Just keep your bio fun, let your personality shine through. This is the place to, like, you're a copywriter. Make it good, make it interesting. Have a headshot, but don't stress again. It can be from your phone. I think in addition to a professional headshot where you're, smiling and looking professional, have some fun candids. Show your personality. I'm a big believer that copywriting, it should be fun and conversational, unless you're writing about a really serious topic. But even then, you want it to be conversational and very straightforward for the average reader. Your portfolio page. This is another page that really stresses out new writers. Understandably, you probably don't have a portfolio. It's a chicken and egg conundrum. How am I going to have a portfolio when I'm just getting started out? Well, you're going to build it over time, so it's okay if you don't have a ton of stuff, but you do need some basic stuff, and you can get it fairly easily. I will talk about this in subsequent videos as well, but the nutshell version is, do you know anyone? Are you friends with anyone who owns their own small business? If you do, offer to do some writing for them for free in exchange for being able to use it, use the examples on your portfolio. So maybe you write a blog post for your friend who's an acupuncturist, or maybe you do a series of email marketing for a fitness center and you know the owner. Be creative. You don't need a ton of stuff on your portfolio. Think 5 to 7 pieces, and then know you're going to build over time as you build your business. Contact page. I'm always amazed at how hard people make finding their information about them online. You need a contact page. Ideally, you should have contact information on every page of your website. I don't know if the free website builders will make that easy for you to do, but on your contact page, make it really easy for people to contact you and give them multiple ways. Give them at least an email address and give them a phone number. If you have the ability to do a form as well, do a form. Okay, you need to give people a variety of ways to get in touch with you because it's about them and how they want to get in touch with you. Some people prefer email. Some people are going to text you. So put your cell phone on there. Some people are going to pick up the phone and call. You just have to meet them where they are, but make sure you have clear contact information. Social media. I think as a starting writer, you don't need to put Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, unless you already have like a really engaging professional presence on one of those places. But the one social media site that I do think you should list is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is overlooked, and LinkedIn has been around forever. It's been around almost as long as Google, which surprises me. Every time I have to look up the date, it's always like, wow, LinkedIn's been around a long time. LinkedIn is a place where you could potentially get business. People might double check your credentials. It's a place to network. It's a place to publish blog posts. We'll talk more about that in subsequent posts. Am I getting long-winded? Okay, we're going to move on. A blog. To blog or not to blog? That is the question. So here's the thing with a blog. If you're going to blog, you have to go all in and commit to it, because nothing is worse than going to a blog and seeing like a date from 2 years ago, or seeing a dark blog that just has like 1 or 2 posts. The reason why you might want to consider blogging, at least in the beginning, and being really committed to it, it's a way to show off your writing skills. You can talk about marketing topics and talk about develop your expertise in those areas. It's a good way for you to learn too, because as you're writing a blog post and you're writing about, how to write an effective email marketing campaign, you're solidifying your own education. You're making sure that you understand it, which is especially important if you're new to this industry, you're just getting started. However, if you feel like a blog is just too overwhelming or you can't put the time into it, don't worry. And you can always add it later. You can always take it off too, in theory. This is where, some of those custom or those free website builders, your mileage might vary is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you have the business name, you've registered your domain, you've created a nifty website. What do you need next? You should have a business banking account. Don't wait for this to happen. Don't wait for you to get you start making a ton of money a month or something like that to get a business banking account. You need one at the very beginning. You want to separate your personal expenses and your personal business from your business's business. It's going to be important come tax time. It's going to be important if the IRS ever knocks on your door. It's just smart. You should have a business bank account. As you look around, be careful of fees, minimums, maximums, all those sort of good things. If you have a personal bank account and they have like an online portal, it might make sense to check out what the business bank account model options are. That's what I do. I have my business banking account and my personal business account with the same bank, and I do all my banking online. It makes it very, very easy and seamless. So just do it. You need a business bank account, and you need a business bank credit card, debit card. It'll, they go together because that's what you're going to put a lot of your expenses on. And then when everything is automated, it's going to make expenses very easy because you'll have it all on that bank statement that you can access online, ideally, if you're working with a bank that has that portal, and I think most probably do. So make sure you do that. Another thing you're going to do is, depending on where you live, you're going to want to check the regulations, laws in your city or town. You might need to file a business certificate. Now, here's the thing. I suffer from big Catholic guilt, so I do everything by the book. Okay, so the other thing you need is a computer. Kind of goes without saying. It could be a laptop, it could be a tablet, but you need something to write on. Ideally, if you can swing it, go for two, and have them be mirror images of each other. That way, if one goes down, you have another one to work off of. When I say mirror images, making sure all of your documents are in sync, that sort of thing. So if you're working on one computer, a Word doc, that computer goes down, you can then flip over to the other computer and continue on that Word doc. It has happened more than once to me over the last 19 years, so it's a good rule of thumb to have that backup. You might not be able to swing it in the beginning, I understand, but that's something to work towards. Another tip to go along with that is you want to have reliable internet. You need it to be peppy. And if you're doing meetings online like Zoom or something like that, you just need it to be reliable. And you just need to be able to access the web. You need things to move quickly. So reliable internet, which I know can be an investment depending on the type of cable company you're working with, and you'll have to figure that out. But that is kind of an important thing. You don't want to skimp there. You will feel it, and then you'll get frustrated. After that, some sort of word processing program. Or software, I guess I should say. I'm a Microsoft Word girl. I have been since 2002. I use Microsoft products pretty much, I wouldn't say exclusively, because Google Docs have been kind of edging in. Some of my clients use Google Docs, so I will use Google Docs as well. But I do almost all of my writing in Word. And then if I have to move it over to Google Docs for the client, I will do that. Your mileage will vary. You just have to find something that you enjoy using, that's reliable, that's compatible with your device, that's compatible with your clients' devices. Most big clients working in organizations, companies, that sort of thing, are going to probably be on Microsoft Word products, some on the Google Suite, but you get what I'm saying. You will need that sort of program, which you probably already have because you're a writer, right? Along those lines, you're going to want to keep great files. If you do the bank account online and do everything on your business bank card, on your business bank card, it'll be great because you'll be able to have everything itemized in your bank statement. But you're going to want to have some sort of profit and loss statement. I just use a simple Excel spreadsheet for that, believe it or not, and it works fine. And I've worked with 2 different accountants, and every time I go to them and say, should I upgrade to like a QuickBooks or something, they're like, Robyn, you keep good files, it's simple, it works for you. So do what works for you. That's the bottom line here. You just want to make sure that you keep accurate files of your business expenses and the revenue that's coming in, and it'll make tax time a lot easier. Trust me on that. As for some extras, do you need a printer? I have one. I don't think I really use it for my business. It's primarily for personal use, and I hardly use it for that. So I wouldn't go crazy with a printer. You probably aren't going to need it. Office supplies, you know what you need. I use a legal pad and pens and pencils, and that's about it. I think I have a stapler somewhere. Business cards. Here's the thing. I do have them. I can't remember the last time I've handed one out. However, in the beginning, I handed out a lot, and you probably will be doing more networking than I do because you're new. You'll be going to Chamber of Commerce events and meetups and BNI and things like that. I'll talk about more of those things in a subsequent video. So you will need some sort of business card, but don't overthink it. Simple, cheap, use a Vistaprint or something like that. Moo, I think that's where I got mine. Moo is fun. They have cool designs and make it easy. So don't overthink it. You probably will need something. Okay, if you want a recap of any of this, make sure you check out the description below because I will include a link to a more detailed blog post on my website. So anything that I talk about here, I'm probably going to go into much more depth in written form because I'm a writer on my blog. And if that works for you, great. If you prefer the video, great. Some people like a combination, but there you'll have it. All the information there that I talked about in this video, plus a little more depth, plus a little more info in case you need it. And of course, if you like this video, what are we gonna say, Stewie? Subscribe, okay? And I'm going to put out more videos, or depending on when you're viewing this, more videos are already available about how to find clients and what to charge for your copywriting services. That's always a big question, and lots of debate on that. Oh boy, the neighbor upstairs is starting to sing. I better finish this. Anyhow, thanks for joining me. I am Robyn. This is Stewie, and we'll see you next time.